Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Christina and Molly today. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that can get a little sensitive. I'm pretty sure that y'all probably felt the same way when you first got your ileostomy or ostomy in general of what can I do? How is this going to impact my life? Can I go to the grocery store? Can I still work out? What are my limitations? Do I have limitations? So, Molly and I are here to kind of discuss a few times where we had those same fears, anxieties, and worries, and then what we did to overcome in order to not let the bag rule our life and make decisions for us. So, Molly, I would love to hear what you have to share on what you've done to overcome some of your fears and anxieties with your ileostomy.
Yeah, so growing up, my parents always had a boat. So we'd go on the boat, put on my two-piece bikini, not think about it, bring all my snacks, and we just have a fun day without thinking about anything. And then I turned 20 and my life changed and I got my ileostomy and I started saying no when my dad asked me to go on the boat because I didn't know how my pouch would be on a boat. I didn't know, we tube. What if I fell off the tube? What would happen to my pouch? All the thoughts would come up. I can't do all that. It's too much. And so finally my dad's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "I can't go. It's too scary. It's the unknown that's the scariest." And he said, "Well, we can bring you to the restroom. We can give you the things you need." And so I finally said, "Okay." And what I came to realize was I don't want my bag to hold me back. I have a choice. I can either let my bag hold me back or I can live my life and my bag comes with me. And so that's been my motto for this whole time. So I decided to go and it all worked out. I would tube, I would ski, I would, of course, fall and everything was okay. My bag was perfect. And then fast forward to now, I am in California and friends asked me to go on the boat and I freaked out and I said no because all the memories of the beginning when I, just got the pouch it's really scary. And again, it's the unknown. Um, but then I remember thinking, okay, do I want to live my life or do I want my pouch to hold me back? And my choice was I want to live my life. Because before my pouch, I was weak. I couldn't do all this stuff. And then the pouch gave me my life. It's like a whole new lease on life. So why don't I enjoy it and do whatever I want? And so I went on the boat. I didn't know anyone. And they said, "Okay, Molly, it's your turn to wake surf." And I freaked out because, of course, we feel our pouch, we feel how full it is and it was full. And I just got really quiet and I said, "No, I don't want to wake surf." And they said, "Well, it's your turn. Go ahead. It's come on." And I said no. And they said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I need to use the bathroom." And luckily there was floating restrooms on the lake. And so they took me there. I emptied everything and I was ready. I was like this little dog that after pooped, like got really excited. And I, wake surfed and I tubed and I skied and it was fine. And so I just started to learn I want to do all these fun things. I just have to have the vulnerable talks of asking to take me to the restroom. And that can be hard because the emotions come up, why do I have to poop and no one has to poop?
Mhm.
I'm an inconvenience. This sucks, like stupid bag. Like, why do I have this? I want to be normal like everyone else. And it's all the emotions, all the self-talk that comes up that's can be really negative and it can hold you back and I think the biggest thing is it can be scary, it can be frustrating, it can also be really depressing. And and so once I started having those vulnerable talks about poop and the things that I need, my friends were great. They gave me what I needed. And now I go out wake surfing every weekend. I don't think about it. I think the hardest part before was I would empty my pouch and then 3 minutes later it would fill up again. And I'm sure some of you can understand that. Is it depends how much you eat, when you eat, and we can't control the ileostomy. So it just comes out when it wants to come out.
Hmm.
And so what I learned is I eat a half a banana. I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the morning with water. And so by the afternoon, or late morning, I empty it and then I'm okay. So I'm not eating all the snacks and constantly eating. And so again, it just takes a little bit more time to prep. You got to have the vulnerable talk and speak what you need. And then you can have so much fun. And that's the beauty of life is to do what you want to do. The bag comes along with you and you get to have fun because you really deserve it. And so now I love the boat and I just speak what I need.
Awesome.
So, yeah. What about you?
Well, I don't know that. Okay, it's something I haven't told you, and I love that story. Thank you for sharing that because, like, my neighbors have a boat. I've been wanting me to like ski or go on the tube because my son does all the time, and I've been too scared to try it. And they've offered, and I've been scared if I fall, like, is my bag gonna come out? I was gonna cut the part off of like my intestine. All the fears.
Totally.
So you've given
Totally.
me motivation to say yes one time and give it a
Aw.
shot.
And it has not popped or done anything, and I've had some really hard falls. But yeah, I hope that you do it and take some pictures while you do it.
Yes, yes, I will. I'll try the tube first, and then we'll go from there. See what a falling off the tube is like.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What about you?
so for me, I have two different examples. Well, one, I used to run half marathons for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. And after my ileostomy surgery, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it anymore. Like, is it going to fall off? Is it going to get too sweaty? What happens when the bag, when it gets too full? So many different things. Is it going to hurt? Am I going to be able to complete it? Do I have enough hydration? Um, but what I did is I was like, you know what? I've done it before. I can do it now. So I just prepped ahead of time, just like you were talking about with food. The day before, I ate so much food, carbo loaded up, just like a normal person would. Got
Mhm.
super hydrated, just like anyone preparing for a half marathon would. Just made sure maybe I had a little bit more than I normally do. And then the morning of, I had a banana similar to you, and then a protein bar, and make sure I had plenty of hydration. And honestly, it was probably better because before, when you're running a half marathon and you have to go to the bathroom, you only have a couple stations where you have to go and you are holding it. With the ileostomy, it was amazing. All right, cool. It just fills up a little, no problem. Empty it when I need to. So honestly, it was easier to run the half marathon with the ileostomy than without it, due to the Crohn's. So it's like you were talking about, it's just prep and plan. The other thing though that I think was really I was very, very scared about was scuba diving with it. So I had, been a scuba diver before, and I didn't think I could do it again because when you go down and up in different elevations, your back, your ostomy, everything, your body expands and contracts. That's just what's happened when you go up and down, whether it's into the sky or down below into the ocean. So I was like, okay, is my bag gonna explode? What happens if I have gas and then I have a wetsuit on and like all the fears, right? What are you gonna do? You're on a boat. You can't go to the bathroom. Like there's no bathrooms on a scuba diving boat. So I didn't do it for a while. Eventually, I was like, you know what? I love scuba diving. I've got to figure this out. So I booked it. I went on a boat. Similar to what you said, that half marathon, I prepped the day before, made sure I ate all the foods, was full, had all the nutrients I would have, the hydration. And then the morning of, all I would have was a banana and electrolytes. And that way I wouldn't have to worry about emptying it all morning. I would schedule the scuba diving first thing in the morning and not in the afternoon. So I wouldn't have to like not eat all day, just in the morning. And then as soon as we're about to get off the boat, I start eating again and everything was fine. I had no issues underneath. Everything was the exact same. It didn't fill up with a bunch of air. My body just didn't start expelling stool. It was a normal experience for all intents and purposes. And the bag stayed adhered for the couple hours that you have it on. I would say in the water, it's important to try to dry it out. So I would take my wetsuit off and in between dives and try to make sure I get a little bit of dryness so the bag stays adhered. But I had absolutely zero issues. It's just about planning. That's literally it. It's planning. You can do anything you want, anything at all. You just have to plan accordingly and bring an extra bag just in case.
So I have a question for you. Say you're gonna do all this stuff on Saturday. what day do you change your bag or your pouch?
I would do it the day before.
Hmm.
So it gives it enough time to keep the pouch adhered, right? Because you need to make sure that it's warm. And then by 24 hours later or 12 hours later, I had absolutely no problem. And if you really have concerns, those barrier, those cold plastic Bravo rings
Hmm.
really help too to stay on longer. So there's so many solutions out there to everything, to where yeah, there's a solution for anything you want to do.
Have you cried from the frustration in moments like this where you just had to like overcome it and where you don't wanted to stay inside and not do this?
It's more, I wouldn't say it was a cry, but I'd say it's more of just not feeling more of a depression, more of not feeling good about yourself, right? You're like, oh, you let when you let something like this interfere with your day-to-day life or something that you want to do, then you don't feel good, right? You don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel good about having the pouch. It's just not a fun feeling. But once you overcome that and realize, hey, I'm going to give it a try. It's going to be okay. Here's how I'm going to plan ahead of time to mitigate any risks that could be associated with this. And then you realize, like, why was I so scared to do this to begin with? There was no problems. So, and if you do have a problem, you're prepared for it. You have an extra bag. Like, it's not, it is what it is.
Mhm.
So,
I remember I used to stay like stupid bag, like this sucks. I hate life and all these really negative things. And now I'm finding that I'm saying, thank you, pouch. Like I love you. Like thank you for allowing me to do all these things because I couldn't do them before. And
no.
so it makes going to the grocery store and doing daily life a lot easier
Hmm.
because it's kind of we're on the same team now.
Yep.
It just takes a little bit more planning and you can really do anything. So I want to run a half marathon with you.
I do too. We will
Couch
aim for that.
lady.
We will aim for
Let's
that.
do it. Well, I'm grateful and happy that you're able to run half marathons and scuba dive and have a baby and all the things. And you inspire me, and I'm so grateful for you.
You too, Molly. Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.